right, so this first video is going to demonstrate a general diaphragm release of the fascia. And so the intent with this is to mobilize areas of transverse dysfunction in the fascia itself. And when we're doing that, the point of it is to gain access to the dura and to be able to affect change and to release the dural too. So when we're doing that, good girl, okay. I wanted to show here because it's a really good area to see good bone placement and what things are doing. So indirect technique is the direction of ease. So in this particular area of the scapula here, I'm just going to place my hand over the scapula and the scapular cartilage here. The other hand goes dorsally in a longitudinal fashion. And so what we're attempting to do is to release any restriction up in here. So we're going to follow in the indirect technique, we're going to follow where the fascia wants to go, and we'll hold it once it kind of stops moving about, once we get some engagement. So I'm just starting to feel a bit of a connection here with her tissues under my hands. There's some vibration happening in both of my palms, the fingertips and the hand on the scapula. Okay, so the tissue on the dorsal hand, or underneath it, is wanting to slide caudally. So I'm just following that. Caudally, it wants to kind of dip down a little bit as well. Good girl. It's wanting to dip down a little bit as well. So I'm just going to follow that until it wants to stop. And when it does that, we're just going to hold it there and see if we can't get a release. Very good girl. This is not our first take. Good job. Now sometimes the fascia will want to change direction and go other places, and that's okay. We'll just keep following it around and keep holding once it kind of wants to sit still. And then if we were going to go ahead and do a direct technique, which is not particularly one they agree with always, we would go against the movement. So because the fascia above my dorsal hand wants to go caudally, I would then hold it cranially with just a slight pressure cranially and ask for the release that way. So she's just gone ahead and had a little lick and chew there, but I can tell underneath my hand it's not finished. You're being a very good girl. Good job. So fingers are tingling, the fingertips. We've got some vibration happening there. There's some warmth coming into the palm and the dorsal hand. Still wants to move caudally. With the hand over the scapula, it's wanting to, the fascia over top of the scapula is wanting to sort of head in a cranial direction, but up a bit. So there's almost a shearing action between the two tissues here. I'm just following them. Good girl. And that was a pretty big movement there. So it seemed to release there. Obviously, she's not quite finished yet. There's still movement happening there, but for intensive purposes of this video, we're done.